Duchess of Westminster bought him by auction in Goffs in Dublin, one horse a week. And he spent about a year and a half at Eton. And then he came back to me. And he was not very promising for a long time. I ran him in a 3-mile hurl at Navan. And I thought I'd win it with the mare that had won the National. It was a sort of a novice hurl. But she was going to get beaten anyway, and Arkell arrived up on the outside and won. And he didn't stop winning then for some years.
He turns for home with 2 fences left to jump in the King George VI chase to boost his prize winnings to £61,771 if he just strolls over these 2 fences. Dorman still bravely on his feet, but more than a fence behind. Arctic Ocean about 2 fences behind. And here is Arkell coming up to the second last fence now in the King George VI chase. Arkell up and over, and now coming to the last. He's been going a really good gallop chasing Dunkirk, and he must be tiring now, but he certainly doesn't look it. Coming to the last, a fence clear of Dormant, and great cheers from the crowd as he rises to it, gathers himself, and pats up, strides away on this greatest of all steeplechases. Chases Arkell and Duchess of Westminster's Arkell striding away to yet another great triumph. On his first visit to Kempton, the crowds cheering and cheering him as he passes the post, the comfortable winner of the King George VI chase. A long, long way clear, strung out like a point-to-point, with Dormant having just jumped along.
Under pressure, and Pendle looks as though he only has to jump it. Shawnigan looks as though he's going to be pulled up as they come to this one, and coming to the final fence now in the King George. Pendle here is pricked. He's going to maintain that record all right. Dick Pittman looks over his left shoulder. There's no danger whatever. The Dickler chasing him home and coming up towards the line. Pendle wins his 9th in a...
And Pendle cruising up to join Inkslinger. Inkslinger on the far side, on the left, from Pendle on the near side, then the Dickler. And it's Pendle now, ears pricked towards the right of the picture. Inkslinger, the white cap, towards the far side, Tommy Carberry. Pendle's going to touch down just in the lead, he does. But Dick Pittman has hit the front plenty early enough, and he doesn't like to be in front too long, this horse, but he's only cantering. This is real class, this is. Here's Pendle, unbeaten in 5 races at Kempton, coming to win his 2nd King George VI chase. Another beautiful jump. He's right away from the fence. He's striding up towards the line now, and Dick Pittman and Pendle going away from Inkslinger over on the far side. The Dickler way back in 3rd, and up the line. Pendle is the winner.
Have you seen the old horse?
Well, I've only seen him twice in the years you've had him, John. Sadly, you know, you start doing other things, chasing your own tail, but I knew he was in good hands with you. He looks incredibly well for a horse of his age. I mean, I think it's equivalent to a 100-year-old man. Well, you don't get many of those skipping around chasing mares.
No, and he never seems to have had a sick or sorry day since we've had him, certainly. He's very athletic, and he darts around the field, and he enjoys himself. He's certainly no problems.
No, just looking at him as he does move, he's slightly more doddery behind, you know, slightly wobbly behind, but his front still extends as it did when he was he's still got that athleticism about him.
Yes, he whizzes round this paddock at times, and you see him go into a corner and you think, crikey, he's never going to stop and hurt himself, and then he'll swing round on a sixpence. Very athletic, as you would recall. Richard, for all the golden days with Pendle, it must still hurt that you didn't win a Gold Cup on him in those 2 occasions.
Well, it hurts because I realise it was me who was at fault, not the horse. The first year to be beaten by the Dickler in the dying strides, well, halfway up the running, it still rankles because I came too soon. It's as simple as that.
And the crowd already hailing Pendle as the winner of the 1973 Gold Cup. He's surely only got to jump this fence between Pendle and victory. The Dickler putting in a good run in 2nd. Pendle's over the Dickler 2nd, and Charlie Poteen 3rd. And racing into the final 150 yards, it's Pendle being pressed by the Dickler. The Dickler putting in a great run over on the far side. He's going to get up, and coming the last 25 yards, the Dickler and Pendle together. And at the line, it's a photo finish between the Dickler on the far side. I think he's got up the Dickler.
There you are. But the second year, of course, when he was brought down, coming to the downhill fence, I knew the horse that was in front of me, High Ken, was a bad jumper, but I didn't want to get to the front as soon as I had the year before, so I was really pulling double at him to get him back. Bobby Beasley and Captain Christie and the Dickler came down my outside and shut the escape route. And, you know, when Pendle got up, I can see him now. His legs were whipped from under him as if it was a rope that had brought him down. And he got up and he shook his head as if he was, well, I can't understand this. I jump well. Why am I lying on the ground with my legs in the air?
Never been on the floor in his life.
No, and should never have been.
Again on Pendle, is it?
Yes, and it's Bobby Coonan riding Captain Christie in front this time. Pendle in second, amazingly under the stick, because it was very rare he had to be given a smack.
I have to say, we forget Captain Christie was a very, very good horse. He was a cracking good hurdler as well, you know. He was, I think, third or fourth in the champion hurdle. I remember riding in the Scottish champion hurdle that he won. He made every yard, and I don't think I've ever been so fast over hurdles that way.
Well, he's galloping now, isn't he? Really going for it. And good jump there. Pendle, amazingly on the track that he thought was his own, you know, is absolutely not going anywhere at all.
Just being laughed at by this horse. I mean, he's a very, very good horse.
And it was in a tremendously good time. I remember setting off fast and going even faster. So there we are. That is the captain winning his first King George VI. Miles in front of a top-class field.
I rode in this race on Gain Spirit. Himself was a cracking 2.5 mile chaser, and John Franklin rode Bueller. We said after about 3 fences, does this guy know we've got to go around twice? Because the gallop he was setting was amazing.
But aren't you somewhere way behind?
No, I finished third, but like a week later.
And Jerry Newman, the rider this time, didn't he come in for the ride very late?
Very late, and we didn't really know much about him. We weren't even that sure he had any breaks at all. But you see this horse, he was like this the whole way through the race. We just never saw him from the second fence onwards.
Yes, well, they are winning.
Closing in third. Back in fourth is Tide Cottage. These are virtually the only ones left in it. Kaz is a long way behind, and so Strombolis. They're coming down to the third last fence now. And it's Silverbuck from Jack of Trumps. Jack of Trumps with his white face on the stand side. Silverbuck on the left. There's nothing between the two. Jack of Trumps jumped a little bit left there. Border Incidents moved into third. Tide Cottage is back in fourth. This is the second last fence now, and it's Silverbuck from Jack of Trumps. Silverbuck lands in the lead from Jack of Trumps. Border Incident is third. They're coming down now to the final fence, and it's Silverbuck for the north. Tommy Carmody trying to maintain his 100% record. He won it last year on Gase Barton, being pressed by Jack of Trumps rather than on the near side. Silverbuck lands in the lead from Jack of Trumps. Jack of Trumps hits the fence very hard, and it's Silverbuck on the far side, Jack of Trumps on the near side. Border Incident has jumped it in third place. Silverbuck is holding Jack of Trumps, and he's going to win it at the line. Silverbuck has won it. Jack of Trumps is second. Border Incident is going to be third. Tide Cottage is fourth.
And so they're making their way back towards the straight. They have 3 fences of the King George still to go, and it's Silverbuck just a fractional leader, and Night Nurse and Alan Brown coming looming up on the outside of Anna Clock's Daughter. This is the third from home, and it's Silverbuck, Night Nurse and Anna Clock's Daughter, those 3 together. And Night Nurse just made a mistake there. They're running now towards the second last, and it's Silverbuck, Night Nurse and Anna Clock's Daughter. That's the leading 3. They're clear of Diamond Edge. 2 to go, and Silverbuck over in the lead, but only just from Night Nurse under pressure. Anna Clock's Daughter fighting back hard to get on term, and so they're running now towards the final bend. It's Night Nurse on the near side taking on Silverbuck, who still has the lead. They're coming towards the final bend. It's Silverbuck in the lead, over, and Night Nurse is gone. Oh my word, he hit the top of that one. Anna Clock's Daughter now fighting back. Silverbuck is in the lead. They have 100 yards still to go, and Tommy Carmody looks all set to complete the 3-timer. He's done it. Silverbuck is the winner. Anna Clock's Daughter is second. It comes
through the jump, and it's Silverbuck in the lead from Little Owl. $50 more going very well in between these two. Then Wayward Lad coming down to the third from home. Silverbuck from $50 more. Little Owl looks beaten 3 out. Silverbuck from $50 more. Then Wayward Lad and Little Owl coming down to the second from home in this the King George VI chase. And Silverbuck being challenged by $50 more, and Wayward Lad. Silverbuck $50 more. Wayward Lad just 1 more fence to jump. And the Dickinson pair with Silverbuck and Wayward Lad being challenged by $50 more. Vaidless the two between the 3. Wayward Lad on the near side, Silverbuck on the far side. $50 more in between these two as they jump the final fence. They're in the air together, they touch down together. $50 more, Wayward Lad and Silverbuck. And it's Wayward Lad on the near side, $50 more fighting back. Wayward Lad from $50 more and Silverbuck. Wayward Lad, $50 more, Silverbuck. Wayward Lad wins it from $50 more in second place. Then came Silverbuck in third, and these 3 well clear from Little Owl, who finished a rather tired 4th, and then came Night Nurse back in 5th place, and Linda Sheedy completed the track to finish 6th and last. And so the result of this, the King George VI chase, is a win for number 8, Wayward Lad, owned by Mrs. S.
The Mighty Mac in the lead from Wayward Lad in second place. Then comes Brown Chamberlain back in third, but Brown Chamberlain is trying to close as they come down to the 3 out. It's the Mighty Mac from Brown Chamberlain up on the inside. Wayward Lad on the outer, 3 out this. The Mighty Mac from Brown Chamberlain and Wayward Lad. Mighty Mac from Wayward Lad and Brown Chamberlain coming down to the second last, and Wayward Lad now comes through. The dispute 2 out this, and Wayward Lad led. from the Mighty Mac in second place. Brown Chamberlain is third, and one more fence to jump, and it's Wayward Lad in the lead. From Brown Chamberlain in second place, Wayward Lad the leader. From Brown Chamberlain in second, the Mighty Mac is third, as they come down to the final fence in the King George for chase, at which Wayward Lad jumped it very smoothly and in the lead. Going on from Brown Chamberlain as they come towards the line. Wayward Lad's going to win it by some 3 to 4 lengths. Wayward Lad's going to win it at the line. Wayward Lad is the winner from Brown Chamberlain in second. And then came the Mighty Mac third, and behind these came $50 more, doing 2 swallows. Miss Justice, he is continuing, but he's in 5th place. And so the result of this King George VI chase, it's a win for number 7, Wayward Lad, owned by Mr. S.N. Theulis and Mr. Les Abbott, trained at Harewood by Michael Dickinson and ridden by Robert Earnshaw, the 12th winner of the season that he has ridden, and it's the 5th consecutive King George VI chase. Lad now back in 3rd place. Find any reserves, it doesn't look as if he can, but it's Coombs Ditch, the challenger to Borough Hill Lad, and Wayward Lad is out on his feet. They've got 3 more to jump, and it's Borough Hill Lad from Coombs Ditch. Borough Hill Lad on the inside. Coombs Ditch switched to the inside there. They've got 2 to jump. This is where John Franklin's going to have to ask Borough Hill Lad to quicken. If it were a handicap, Coombs Ditch would be getting a stone and a half, but it's Borough Hill Lad. Borough Hill Lad from Coombs Ditch. Wayward Lad back in 3rd place, beaten and in distress. They've got 1 more fence to jump, and it's Borough Hill Lad on the right, Coombs Ditch on the left, and there's not that much to choose between the 2 of them as they come down towards the last. Borough Hill Lad and Coombs Ditch. Borough Hill Lad and Coombs Ditch. How do they meet it? They meet it together. Borough Hill Lad on the near side, Coombs Ditch on the far side. Both jockeys going for absolutely everything. Borough Hill Lad and Coombs Ditch, nothing to choose between the 2. Borough Hill Lad sticking his neck out, but so too is Coombs Ditch. They're locked in combat at the line. Borough Hill Lad and Coombs Ditch have gone past the post absolutely together, and the only sad sight of this King George VI chase is Wayward Lad, who was trailed in last and afraid looked in some distress, but was beaten some way out. And so the outcome of this King George. Colin Brown sitting confidently there, and Ben DeHaan back in 5th place. They've got 3 more fences to jump in this, the King George VI chase, and as they level up for home, Wayward Lad, Borough Hill Lad, Coombs Ditch, Earls Brigg gets the reminder, and then half free, so they're coming down towards the 3rd last. Borough Hill Lad, Wayward Lad, and look at Coombs Ditch in behind them. 3 out. There's a good jump from Borough Hill Lad, but Coombs Ditch getting closer on the inside. Earls Brigg staying on, Wayward Lad with him, coming down to the 2nd last, and the roar goes up for Borough Hill Lad as Wayward Lad matches strides with him and gets the better jump. Graham Bradley on Wayward Lad. Wayward Lad from Borough Hill Lad, and now Coombs Ditch next to the rails. It's Wayward Lad going for a historic 3rd win in this race. The leader as he comes down to the last. Wayward Lad, but Coombs Ditch now the challenger. Wayward Lad and Coombs Ditch in the air together, touchdown together. Who shows a better turn of foot? Wayward Lad, what a grand old campaigner. Coombs Ditch looks like he's going to be second again, but he's fighting back. We're coming up towards the line. Wayward Lad and Coombs Ditch. Wayward Lad and Coombs Ditch. Wayward Lad wins it just from Coombs Ditch in a photo. Back to 3rd was Earls Brigg. Back in 4th, Borough Hill Lad, and last of all was half free, and so at 12 to 1, the winner for an historic 3rd time is number 9, Wayward Lad. In fact, officially, of course, it is a photo. For me, though, Wayward Lad has won it, by Mr.
Yeah. But here comes Forgive and Forget, the class horse in the race. Mark Dwyer now switched to the outside of Dorlatch. Coombs Ditch back in 4th, Burland's Cross, and then Wayward Lad, and they're in line for home. It's Desert Orchid and Simon Sherwood look round to see who the chasers are, and the chaser is the top chaser in the country. It's Forgive and Forget. They've got 3 to jump. It's Desert Orchid, Forgive and Forget. Then comes Dorlatch, followed by Burland's Cross and Coombs Ditch, and Wayward Lad won't be winning, but Desert Orchid is in the clear lead as it comes down towards the 2nd last. It's Desert Orchid over safely from Forgive and Forget, the top chaser in the country, held in 2nd place. Dorlatch is 3rd, Burland's Cross 4, Coombs Ditch is being pulled up, but it's his stable companion Desert Orchid who's clear as they come down towards the 19th and final fence in this King George VI ranked steeplechase. At the last, Desert Orchid jumps it well. Desert Orchid clear from Forgive and Forget and Dorlatch as they race up towards the line. It's Desert Orchid for an amazing pillar-to-post win in this top-class chase. Desert Orchid comes home well clear, and at the post, Desert Orchid is the winner. Desert Orchid well clear of Dorlatch 2nd, close for 3rd, Burnham's Cross just 3rd. Forgive and Forget finishes 4, Wayward Lad a disappointing 5, and these are the only 5 to finish, because looking down the track, Coombs Ditch has pulled up, Western Sunset has pulled up, and also pulled up is Von Trapp. Well, as Desert Orchid is out in front, and he's leading, but only by half a length. Nupsala is second. Then comes Bow Ranger on the outside third. Behind these, Forgive and Forget is in fourth place. We've got a real race in prospects as the French go on. Nupsala pulling double on the outside of Desert Orchid. What reserves can Desert Orchid find? 3 out. Desert Orchid jump well. Nupsala though has a turn of foot, and Nupsala goes on, and Desert Orchid looks beaten. Forgive and Forget back in third place. They come down towards the second last, and Nupsala leads. Desert Orchid can find no more. The Ranger makes a mistake. They've just got one more fence to jump, and Nupsala, the French challenger, out in the lead. And now the Gold Cup challenger, Forgive and Forget, is the only challenger. Desert Orchid is beaten in third. They come to the last. Nupsala on the left, and Forgive and Forget falls. Desert Orchid is left second, but this King George VI-rank chase has been presented to France in the form of Nupsala, who comes 15 lengths clear, and at the line, Nupsala is the winner. Nupsala the winner. Desert Orchid finishes second. Golden Friend stays on to be third. Bow Ranger has got 3 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid in the lead as they turn for home. 3 more fences to jump in this King George VI-rank chase, and it's Desert Orchid from Vocatini and Kildimo is now pulled a challenge, and Charter Party is closing in 4 again. And we have a real race on here as they come down towards the third last, and Desert Orchid being taken by Vocatini and Kildimo on the outside, but Desert Orchid the grey finds more as they come down towards the second last. It's Desert Orchid in the lead, and a spectacular jump by Desert Orchid, but Vocatini and Kildimo will not be denied. The other 2 are out of it, and it's Desert Orchid who finds more as they come down towards the final fence, but Kildimo is pressing hard on the stand side. They come down towards the final fence, and Desert Orchid handles it from Kildimo in second, Vocatini back in third, and Desert Orchid for the roars in the crowd goes 2 clear of brave Kildimo as they come up towards the line. Desert Orchid wins. Desert Orchid wins the King George VI-rank chase. Kildimo second, Vocatini third. Cavi's Clown stayed on very well indeed to be 4. Charter Party was 5, and so the crowd, having seen a spectacular display of jumping by their favourite Desert Orchid, speed from the stands and rush to the winner's enclosure, for there they will see number 4, Desert Orchid, owned by Richard Burridge, trained at Whitby by David Ellsworth.
How was he that first morning on the schooling ground?
Yes, the first time I sat on him was down at Whitby, and I schooled him over the five fences down there and did a piece of work afterwards. He was a little bit keen, to say the least.
You seemed to enjoy it, did you?
Yes, I did. Just as well, Mr. Ellsworth told me to go and do a piece of work up after the mile after I jumped the 5 fences. I don't think I'd have been pulling up too soon.
By a length, Desert Orchid, a good jump there from Barnbrook again, who's coming up on the outside of Bob Tisdall. Pegwell Bay was a bit untidy, and they've got 4 more to jump in the King George VI chase, and his Desert Orchid comes to it, and he's now starting to jump that one well, and in the grey, the Silver Shadow is coming clear now of Bob Tisdall in second, and Barnbrook again is third, and then Yahoo is making stealthy progress on the outside of Norton's Coin, and Pegwell Bay is now the back marker, and they've got 3 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid in the lead, but Bob Tisdall in the red jacket is pressing. Barnbrook again is trying to close, but his query is the trip here. Yahoo in the yellow colours on the right, and they're in line for home, and they've got 3 to jump. And it's Desert Orchid who comes down towards this. The third last comes to it. A good jump from Bob Tisdall and Barnbrook again. And Norton's Coin and Yahoo looking one pace now as they come down towards the second last. And Desert Orchid comes to it, and he meets it well. 3 clear of Barnbrook again and Bob Tisdall. And he's got 1 to jump as Desert Orchid in this King George VI and rank steeplechase. 1 more to jump for Desert Orchid, and the crowd is starting to come alight. But Barnbrook again is challenging in second. They're at the last, and Desert Orchid takes it from Barnbrook again in second place as he races up towards the line. It's Racing's own Rolls Royce. Desert Orchid, the Silver Shadow coming well clear of Barnbrook again, and Desert Orchid wins it for a 3rd time. A big performance from Barnbrook again second, and Yahoo is third. And then came Bob Tisdall in 4 and Pegwell Bay in 5, and just trotting past the post in 6th and last place was Norton's day. Very damp indeed, but that's it. They're lined up and they're away, and Desert Orchid and Richard Dunwoody have got the inside. That's the left. Prize Assets up for the place. So too Savin de Loire, and as they come down to the first of the 19 fences, and at it Prize Asset led. At the first there were no fallers. Spy is the back marker. Savin de Loire and Prize Asset with the noseband share the lead. Panto Princes with Desert Orchid as they take the first ditch, and at which Desert Orchid jumped it superbly. Comes through to share second with Panto Prince wide, and then Nick the Brief. What a big horse he is. Look at him going down. Smashing looking racehorse. A gap of 3 or 4 lengths then to the Fellow and Celtic Shot.
and then Panto Prince and Espy is last as they take the first turn and down towards a third of the 19 fences they jump. And it's Desert Orchid, winner of 32 races. He's run over 155 miles over hurdles and fences, and this is a 3-mile test, and he's been here before, and would you believe it, the sun's starting to shine as they come down towards the third. And it's Savin de Loire who has the lead. Savin de Loire, a fine leap there by Desert Orchid, no fallers at the third. Prize Asset on the inside of Desert Orchid though, and then up on the outside is take the next Panto Prince. And Toby Tobias are one of the back markers, and they've jumped 4. And they come down towards the 5th. Sabin de Loire from Panto Prince on the outside of Desert Orchid as they take the 5th. And at it, another fine leap there by the great Toby Tobias. Didn't take it that keenly at the rear of the field, and is sharing last place now as they take the last on the far side. Sabin de Loire from Desert Orchid and Panto Prince, a length to Prize Asset. And then Celtic Shot with the fellow. And Toby Tobias is second last, Espy last of all. Nick the Brief mid-division, and they make their first right-handed turn at the end of the first third of this King George VI rank chase. Grade 1 race, £75,000 in added prize money, and the pace isn't that strong. A steady, good, fast 3-mile gallop, and it's Savin de Loire by a length and a half. The Desert Orchid on the inside, and Panto Prince with a hoop sleeve jacket in third. A fine lead there by Desert Orchid. Espy is the back marker, and they come down towards the 8th. And it's Sabin de Loire leading from Desert Orchid and Panto Prince. Sabin de Loire, and then Desert Orchid and Panto Prince and the fellow. And Nick the Brief from Prize Asset, 2 lengths back to Celtic Shot. And then comes Espy and Toby Tobias. And they come down towards what will be the last next time round. And it's Sabin de Loire who leads. Sabin de Loire, the leader, takes it well. A fine lead by Desert Orchid. I think he's enjoying himself. Celtic Shot isn't. He made a mistake there and drops out to be last of all. And there's a roars of applause as he passes the post. There's still got a circuit to go, and Sabin de Loire leads clear by 3. Desert Orchid, I'm sure, is enjoying himself in second, with Panto Prince in third, and then Dick the Brief 4, and the fellow is 5, and Prize Asset and Toby Tobias, who's made a mistake, and Celtic Shot, who's made a mistake, has one behind them, and that one is Espy. And John Oaksey, John Frankham, they're going to the water, and Desert Orchid, I'm sure, is enjoying himself.
Well, he looks much happier, certainly, this afternoon than I've seen him in his last 3 runs, in actual fact. The horse in front, though, is going particularly well. Sabin de Loire, and Toby Tobias, well, he's just taken a little bit of time just to warm up.
But touching all available wood, this is a completely different Desert Orchid. So far, he's been jumping for fun, jumping as if he was loving it. And, well, he's got a very, very difficult horse to pass in front of him. But Sabin de Loire, in a moment, I think will know he's been in a fight.
And they've got 7 more to jump, and it's Sabin de Loire, clear by some 4 to 5 lengths. At the rear of the field, Celtic Shot's been making mistakes. Last is Prize Asset, Desert Orchid in second place, and closing. The fellow has come through to be third, Nick the Brief 4, and Toby Tobias makes ground on the outside of Panto Prince. Desert Orchid at 9 to 4, Celtic Shot at 11 to 4, you wouldn't want to take that. Toby Tobias is getting a bit closer at 4 to 1, and Sabin de Loire at 7 to 1 leads. 7 out, and Sabin de Loire has... Oh, has he? He's gone, he's hampered Desert Orchid, and the horse is okay, and the jockey, Mark Perrin, still on the ground, leaving Desi in the lead with 6 to jump. And it's Desert Orchid the leader, now the fellow. That French horse is getting closer in second. Toby Tobias is third, Espy a mistake in 4, Dick the Brief 5, and Celtic Shot. And they've got 5 more to jump, and it's Desert Orchid the leader by 3 lengths to Toby Tobias, the young pretender, in second place. This is 5 out. Toby Tobias is in second if he makes a mistake. Desert Orchid the leader, Toby Tobias is second. They're clear of it, third place horse, the fellow, and Celtic Shot is staying on. They've got 4 to jump, and Desert Orchid a brilliant lead. Toby Tobias in second, the fellow, and Celtic Shot now back in third place. They come down towards the third from home. At the rear of the field, Espy has been pulled up, and Nick the Brief has been pulled up, and this Desert Orchid out in front, clear by 2. Toby Tobias, those words ringing in my ears, he won't be given a hard race, but he's got Desert Orchid in his sights and he's trying to close. Back in third place, it's the fellow and Celtic Shot, and it's Desert Orchid, he's got his ears pricked. He's been here before, a record 4th win in the King George. He's gone clear by 5. They've got 3 to jump. Desert Orchid, oh, what a leap! Toby Tobias in second, the fellow is third, and he's got 2 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid clear by 8. He's got the race won now, 2 to jump, Desert Orchid comes to it. He's been here before, and it's Desert Orchid clear by 10. He's pushed out, but don't worry, nothing's getting closer. Toby Tobias is in second. The crowd's going absolutely wild. They've got 1 to jump, and it's Desert Orchid. He comes to take it, and he's jumped it brilliantly. This was his race. Desert Orchid, watch history being made. Rolls of applause. The King's in his counting house. Desert Orchid's blooming. He's been here before. Desert Orchid the winner. Marvellous. Desert Orchid has won it. Toby Tobias, a brave race for second place. Then in third was the fellow in a great run he's had too. Celtic Shop would have been a bit closer, but the one bad mistake in only 4 horses have finished in this King George VI ranked chase, a Grade 1 race. Well, I must say that I somehow got the impression over the first 3 or 4 fences that this horse was enjoying himself today. David Ellsworth always said, and what a tremendous shake of hands there from Adam Conrad. I must say, I thought Desert Orchid was enjoying himself today. The 9 to 4 favourite, well, he's surely as good as he ever has been. He's gone 155 miles in fences and hurdles, and well, for my money, this is his race. David Ellsworth has always said that, to be fair to the trainer, and then the winner of the King George VI ranked chase in the colours of Richard Burridge. First, number 3, Desert Orchid, and Richard Dunwoody. He's ridden a double this afternoon on Boxing Day. Desert Orchid, heavy the head that wears the crown, they turn for home, and it's Remittance Man the leader from Sub de Loire into unknown territory for winning distances. Docklands Express is third, Remittance Man meets it well, and Sub de Loire falls, and Desert Orchid is a faller. 3 out, but the horse is okay, they're on their feet, both of them, they've got 2 to jump, and they're at the last, and Remittance Man and the fellow in the red jacket in Docklands Express between the 2. Desert Orchid in disgrace, having fallen 3 out, but they come down towards the final fence, and it's the French horse, the fellow, that's come to take it. The fellow leaped it at the last from Docklands Express on the inside. Remittance Man staying on winning third, but the fellow is going to take it, and at the line, it's the fellow who wins. The fellow takes the King George VI rank chase from Docklands Express second, Remittance Man third.
Stars of the past, Leicester himself and the ever-youthful Desert Orchid.
Well, he's still full of life, you know, and you know, he's coming up to 20 years old now. He's marvellous, really, you know.
You're still pretty fit though, and so are you.
Well, not too bad, you know, but he'd be a lot older than me.
Now this is your young boy Jamie, and I think these colours are quite special, aren't they?
That's right, they're my father's colours, the ones he used, you know. And,
Jamie, when you grow up, are you going to be a jockey? Do you think? Just like your father?
I think so.
I should think you'll be jolly stylish, won't you?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be one or not.
What do you think, Lester?
It'll be up to him, won't it?
Side of the pack as they start the turn in now. And they've got just 3 more fences to jump. And all of a sudden, from going well, the fellow just being niggled along. The Illywacker, Bradbury Star, Pat's just to the inside. And then Deep Sensation, the fellow on the wide outside. 3 out there. A little to choose between any of them. And the Illywacker and Pat's just to the inside. There comes Deep Sensation. The fellow is on the extreme right and getting closer with 2 to jump. And the Illywacker and Pat's just to stride for stride. Here comes a fellow on the stand side, Deep Sensation, and Bradbury Star is beaten. They've got 1 to jump, and it's Pat's Chester on the extreme left, but here comes a fellow on the right coming to challenge, and they come to take the final fence. 3 in the air together, and the Illywacker is the one that's cracked, and it's the fellow going on now. Pat's Chester on the far side, and it's the fellow who's going to take it for the 2nd consecutive year. The fellow is the winner of the King George VI steeplechase. Pat's Chester a brave race in second. The Illywacker through into third. A gap of some 12 lengths then to the Gifford pair. Bradbury Star and Deep Sensation at a gap of some 15 back. to Docklands Express, running a big race for a rank outsider, and they start to turn in, and Barton back, and Adrian Maguire on the 99 winner mark has the edge from on the outside Young Hustler and the Fellow and Docklands Express, and Bradbury Star is still pulling double, and this is the third last, and Barton back is over it. Bradbury Star a slight mistake, Young Hustler and the Fellow and the Bradbury Star, the red cap, and Zeta's Lad 5 in line. Would you believe it as they come to take the second last? And what a terrific jump. Zeta's Lad was the only one slightly uncomfortable, and Barton Bank has the edge from the Fellow and Bradbury Star, who's yet to make his challenge. Here comes Bradbury Star on the stand side to come and leap the final fence in the lead, but Barton Bank won't be denied. The Fellow, the Frenchman's cooked, and it's Barton Bank and Bradbury Star doing battle as they race up towards the line. Barton Bank digging deep, holding on. Bradbury Star, one more challenge, not enough. Barton Bank takes it. Barton Bank the winner from Bradbury Star in second place, the Fellow in third. Very close to four between Zeta's Lad and Young Hustler. Then came Nevada Gold, and behind Nevada Gold was Docklands Express. After Docklands Star in the Bleu on the outside of second schedule. Back in fifth place is Algan, who's certainly started to go forward. The Fellow is beaten. At the top of the home run, they've got 3 to jump, and it's Barton back. Bradbury Star being ridden along. Monsieur Le Curé in second schedule on the inside. 3 out here. Barton back not that high. Monsieur Le Curé, a mistake. He didn't want to make one then. They've got 2 to jump, and Barton Bank has the edge, clear by 5. 2 out. Barton Bank comes to it. Foot perfect. Second schedule in second. Monsieur Le Curé third. Bradbury Star hasn't got the answers. Algan staying on well. 1 more fence to jump, and it's Barton Bank, clear by 6 to 8 lengths. He's got this fence between him and victory in this race at the last, and he's gone through the top of it, and he's unseated Adrian Maguire, and this goes the whole, gives it to Algan, who's come through from nowhere to take up the running, and Algan going on from Monsieur Le Curé down towards the final fence, and Algan's going to take it up towards the line. Algan it is. Algan is the winner. A photo second, a close call. Monsieur Le Curé second schedule. And with 2 fences between him and victory in the King George Triple Bridge Chase. Come down towards the second last, and 1 man, Barton Bank, has been pulled up. 1 man has it. He's gone 10-12 clear of Monsieur Le Curé in second. Master Oates plugging on well in third. Then Velda Lane. Mary Gale has been pulled up. This is the final fence, and it's 1 man comes to it, and he is spring-heeled. And it's Richard Dunwoody driving home clear on 1 man, going to land his 13th win. Another improving grey horse. He's come from the north to conquer, despite those fitness doubts. 1 man is going to raise the roof and take the King George Triple Bridge Chase at the post. 1 man the winner. Monsieur Le Curé back on the premises in second. Master Oates is third. Then we have Velda Lane in third, under Richard Dunwoody going for his 4th King George win on the grey. 1 man, the odds-on favourite, coming up the outside of Mr. Mulligan and Tony McCoy. They're in the home straight, 3 to jump, but it's 1 man who leaps into the lead to Mr. Mulligan. Rough Quest in third place, and they've got 2 more to jump now, and it's 1 man the outside of Mr. Mulligan, 2 out here, and 1 man to Mr. Mulligan in second. Rough Quest in third, Barton Bank, and then Strong Promise, but it's bar and fall for 1 man as they come down towards the final fence in the Potem's King George, and it's 1 man cleared by 6 lengths. This is the last. He's over safely, and Mr. Mulligan falls at the last. Rough Quest through the second place, but as he races up towards the line, it's 1 man cleared by 12 or 15 lengths, and at the line, 1 man is going to take it. Push down, but he wins it. 1 man is the winner. Rough Quest an honourable second. Barton Bank a brave third, and finishing 4th of the 4 is going to be Strong.
Rough Quest getting closer. So they come down towards the third from home, and it's Seymour Business on the outside of Sunny Bay. They've got 3 to jump in the Potem's King George, and here comes 1 man closing in now. It's Seymour Business, 1 man going for his 3rd win in the race. 3 out. Seymour Business, 1 man on the inside. Challenger to Look is making a run. On the right, don't rule out Rough Quest yet. This is the second last, and it's Challenger to Look and Seymour Business, and on the inside 1 man. Then we have Rough Quest, and Sunny Bay is beaten. They come down towards the final fence, and 1 man has hit the wall again in this crowd. They come down to the last. Challenger to Look, Tony McCoy, champion jockey. Seymour Business sees 1 good stride the far side. It's a race for outsiders this, as they battle to the line. It's Seymour Business and Challenger to Look. They're clear of Rough Quest, up towards the line. Hail a new hero. Seymour Business wins it in second place. Challenger to Look. In third, horse home is Rough Quest. fourth horse home is Sunny Bay. A sad and tired side is one man trotting past the post. Then we have Barton back, who blundered away his chances, and so the result of this, the Potem's King George at 10-1. Seymour Business has won. It's Teeton Mill. He's won 7 from 8, and Norman Williamson. This horse has never been out of the 2 in all the races he's contested under rules, and as they come to the top of the home run, he's put daylight between himself and a toiling Gold Cup winner in Imperial Call. And on the outside of the Imperial Call is Escada Figue, a long way back to Challenger to Look. This is simply annihilation as Teeton Mill, with 3 more fences to jump in the Potem's King George, comes to it. He takes it well, and the ghost of one man, the grey, Desert Orchid, a grey. Is it going to be another white Christmas for the Christmas champion? Here we are, 2 out, Teeton Mill. What a superb jump clear from a champion novice in Escada Figue. A Gold Cup winner is legless in 3rd place. Just 1 more fence to jump, and Norman Williamson looks round on Teeton Mill. He's 12-15 clear of Escada Figue. This is the last. He comes to it now. He pops over safely, but he's tired. Escada Figue makes it running, but he's 12 lengths down. Will not make up the deficit. And so Teeton Mill, another grey, becomes a Christmas champion. No snow down the south, but it's a white wonder as Teeton Mill comes home. Escada Figue comes home in the 2nd place. A Gold Cup winner in Imperial Call is 3rd, and the only other horse to finish will be the top number 1 Challenger to Look, who was 2nd. 30 lengths clear of Double Thriller, and then Challenger to Look. So as they turn for home, Seymour Business, who won the race 2 years ago, goes into a stretching 2 lead over Go Ballistic and Dr. Lunt as they come to the top of the home run. And Seymour Business under Mick Fitzgerald, Go Ballistic, goes into 2nd place. Dr. Lunt, who's been forcing the pace, is finding it hard now. 3 out, and it's Seymour Business, the Gold Cup winner, with the King George at his mercy. Surely 2 more to jump for Seymour Business. This is the 2nd last, comes to it, and he's over okay too. Go Ballistic in 2nd and Dr. Lunt in 3rd. And so with 1 more fence to jump, but we know from previous experience that this fence has been so crucial in the past. But Seymour Business coming into it, and he sees a stride, he gets away well, and so the champion prevails. Seymour Business comes home to win his 11th race. The 2nd time he's taken the Potem's King George. At the line, Seymour Business, a true champion. 2nd horse home is Go Ballistic, and the 3rd horse home is Dr. Lunt, who's ridden out to the line under Andy Thornton. 4th will be Mulligan, who pulled up in the race last year. Double Thriller has been pulled up. Last to finish was Challenger to Look, who was running in the race for the 3rd consecutive year.
This comes under pressure now from Mick Fitzgerald. Bellator's running on a bit, and then Lady Cricket. So they make the turn then, and it's Thierry Durman riding for his father Francois on First Gold, and looking for another win for France here. First Gold with Florida Pearl, the leading chaser in Ireland, challenging up the inside. Beau comes under pressure. Bellator back in 4th, then Edredon, Bleu and Seymour Business struggling to pick up. This is 3 out. First Gold, a great jump, lands 3 lengths clear of Florida Pearl, who's now offered some rain in 2nd place and asked to go after the leader, but the leader looks mighty strong. First Gold, oh, he was brilliant. 2 out from Florida Pearl in 2nd. Beau back in 3rd, then Bellator in 4th place, and First Gold, he looks every bit as good as they said he was, coming to the final fence in the King George. First Gold clear, brilliant again. Florida Pearl over in 2nd. He's going to have to settle for 2nd best yet again, because he's met a real smart one here. First Gold for France, a 5th win for the 2-man team. First Gold wins the King George in brilliant style from Florida Pearl in 2nd. A long break then to Bellator, followed home by Beau and Seymour Business. And after Seymour Business, Edredon Bleu, he didn't really get the trip, did he? Lady Cricket, and after Lady Tap is being turned full on as they begin the swing out of the back straight. And it's Florida Pearl on the inside of Bacchanal and First Gold, who's now rousted along out wide by Thierry Dumen. Best Mate creeping forward up the inside. They've got 3 fences left to jump in the King George, and it's Florida Pearl, second last year, a bridesmaid on so many occasions. Bacchanal challenging. First Gold just appears to be struggling now on the outside as they jump 3 up. First Gold clambered through that. Best Mate in 3rd place is now beginning to move forward, but Florida Pearl still going strongly in front. Florida Pearl got in a bit tight over 2 out. Bacchanal landed 2nd. Best Mate trying to challenge between the pair. They race down towards the final fence. Can Florida Pearl win the King George? He's 2 lengths clear. Here's Best Mate challenging under Tony McCoy. Florida Pearl sails over the last. Best Mate now got a fight on his hooves on the outside. Florida Pearl, can he hang on today? Best Mate in 2nd, and Florida Pearl will win the King George, and no horse deserves it more. Best Mate in 2nd, Bacchanal in 3rd. First Gold wilted in the straight, could only finish 4th this time. Legal Right in 5th, then Fidalco and Go Ballistic in last place. Florida Pearl is the 8-to-1 winner of the Potemps King George, the 6th chase. 2nd last year behind First Gold. He's been placed in 2 Cheltenham Gold Cups. He was 3rd behind Seymour Business and 2nd to Looks Like Trouble in 2000. Adrian Maguire coming in for the late ride here. Thumbs up to the crowd. And it's Best Mate and Tony McCoy. He's riding more positively, 12 months on than he did last year. Florida Pearl, last year's winner, chases in 2nd. Bacchanal still there, though it's been hard work on the outside. Marlborough next, then Native Upmanship, and they're well strung out. They've got 3 fences left across, and it's the Gold Cup winner, Best Mate, that draws to it with the lead. Leads by 2 lengths to Florida Pearl, who nods on landing. Marlborough stays on. Bacchanal, but they're all going to have to fight and dig hard if they're going to catch this Best Mate. Marlborough closes up, going to 2 out. Marlborough lands almost upside Best Mate, and it's Marlborough produced by Timmy Murphy. Best Mate trying to fight back on the far side. Bacchanal is 3rd. Florida Pearl has cried enough. They've got 1 fence left to go. Best Mate hard driven. Marlborough the challenger on the near side over the last. They take it together, stride for stride. Can Best Mate find a little bit more from Marlborough? Bacchanal 3rd. Best Mate kicks again from Marlborough. It's Best Mate by a length. Marlborough trying hard in 2nd place. They're out on the legs, but Best Mate is showing courage to match his class, and Best Mate wins the King George. From his 2nd, Marlborough. 3rd is Bacchanal. 4th, then Florida Pearl. In 5th, Native Upmanship, followed home next by Wahiba Sands, and they are the only finishers. Lord Noailly pulled up, Flagship Uberales pulled up, so too Doos and Shooting Light. Best Mate has gone 1 better. He adds the King George, the 6th chase, to his Cheltenham Gold Cup triumph last March. A horse whose stamina was questioned in the past. He had to find a great deal of staying power today to repel Marlborough in testing conditions here. And Best Mate, a class horse, but what courage he's shown here to fend off Marlborough. They jumped the last fence, locked together. It could have gone either way. The power of McCoy, always vital in such. Tuchev is 3rd, then Font and Leroy Miguel. These 5 have broken loose from the Londier, and Edredon Bleu has fought back to lead here. He looked beaten a few hundred yards ago. 3 out the Londier, and First Gold in the air together from in 3rd place Tuchev, and it's Edredon Bleu that leads down towards the 2nd last. As they jump, it's 2 out. Edredon Bleu from Tuchev. First Gold 3rd, Font at 1 pace, and then Leroy Miguel. Can Edredon Bleu hold on at the age of 11 here, running down towards the final fence? The former champion chaser, can he last the 3 miles? Edredon Bleu, Tuchev and McCoy chasing in 2nd place. First Gold is 3rd, on the run home. Edredon Bleu, all guns blazing from Tuchev. Edredon Bleu, who needs Best Mate when you've got Edredon Bleu, and he wins the King George. In 2nd, Tuchev. 3rd is First Gold. In 4th, then is Font. They're a long way clear of King by 6 lengths, turning for home, and it's looking a bit desperate for Azertiop in 2nd, and a leering look round there on Kicking King by Barry Geraghty as they run down towards the 3rd last. Kicking King comes in to take it. Azertiop jumps in well in 2nd, but will really have to dig deep. Kingscliff is back in 3rd, racing towards the 2nd last. Kicking King comes towards it with a 7 or 8 length lead over Azertiop. He can't make any impression. Kingscliff is 3rd. They're a mile clear of the others, and racing down towards the final fence is Kicking King and Barry Geraghty. A star emerging here at Kempton Park. Kicking King short. Oh, what a hash of it! Barry Geraghty has to sit very tight indeed. Azertiop and Kingscliff both trying to close. Kicking King, he's lost all momentum. He's got 100 yards left to go, and is Kicking King by 3 lengths. Kicking King will stay on and win the King George, despite that heart-stopping moment at the last. Kingscliff grabs second, Zertiop in third. They're a long way clear of Leroy Miguel. Then First Gold Seaboard go with them. They race for the final turn then. Impec and Tony McCoy, Kicking King and Barry Geraghty. And Barry now asks the Gold Cup winner to assert, and he goes to the front past Impec on the inside. Munker Hostin is third. This is the second last. Kicking King, good jump there. Lands a half length ahead of Impec now. Third is Munker Hostin. Then a gap to Lamy. Racing for the final fence is Kicking King, looking for back-to-back King Georges. Here comes Munker Hostin on the outside. Impec is back in third. They race up the Sandown Hill. It's Kicking King by a couple of lengths to Munker Hostin. In third is Impec. Munker Hostin is coming hard at Kicking King. Kicking King is just holding on and wins his second King George from Munker Hostin. Impec back in third. Lamy is fourth. Then Royal Eau Claire, Ollie McGurn, then Bally Cassidy, and pulling up Irish Azar and the bitterly disappointing Kingscliff. Well, what a finish here. Munker Hostin threw everything at Kicking King on the run-in, but he's held on all right. Kicking King, in the hands of Barry Geraghty, has won again. Munker Hostin, a tremendous quick to gather the reins though, and the horse, well, it didn't knock much out of him. He's still right there, travelling strongly. Racing Demon is now off the inside running rail, comes between Monet's Garden and Kauto Star. An Exotic Dancer now appearing as a threat in the hands of champion jockey Tony McCoy, and Monet's Garden is the first to crack. They run round the home turn. Racing Demon on the far side. Kauto Star, despite that blunder, right on terms. And then Exotic Dancer, 3 out. Racing Demon headed by Kauto Star. Then Exotic Dancer back in third place. And they are well clear of Munker Hostin. And now Ruby Walsh asks the favourite to quicken up. It's Kauto Star at the second last. Great jump this time. Exotic Dancer ploughed through it. Racing Demon on the far side. Ruby Walsh goes for his whip, and Kauto Star, he accelerates away, going towards the final fence. It can be tricky. Can he get over? Kauto Star, he paddles through it, but he landed on all 4 legs. That's what counts. He's 5 or 6 lengths clear of Exotic Dancer, and Kauto Star lights up Kempton, and Kauto Star wins the King George from in second Exotic Dancer. Third is Racing Demon. Then Munker Hostin back in fourth. Puntal fifth, and Kauto Star strides into a narrow lead. McCoy crouches lower in the saddle now on Exotic Dancer in second, and off the pair you'd have to fancy Walsh at this stage. He's sitting motionless. McCoy looks in trouble in second place, and Kauto Star has gone 2 lengths clear, 2.5 lengths clear of Exotic Dancer as they run round the final turn with 3 fences left to jump. Third is Racing Demon. It's the same 1, 2, 3 as 12 months ago. Our Vic back in fourth, but approaching 3 out. Kauto Star has gone clear at considerable leisure. Racing Demon and Exotic Dancer, they're chasing hard, but Kauto Star, oh, he's total class. Our Vic is running on in behind, but as they run to the second last, only 1 horse in the picture. Kauto Star, he clears it well. He just looks as though he wants to go left-handed, but he's different gear. Now comes the moment of truth, the final fence, the fence that he often fluffs. All eyes on Kauto Star here at Kempton on Boxing Day, and a marvellous jump this time. He cleared it beautifully, and Kauto Star, the Gold Cup winner, is going to win his second King George. What a classy win! So far in third place. Voipur is coming under a bit of pressure in fourth place now, and they've kicked away from Briar Rose, but Kauto Star is cruising along at the moment, as he has done for the last 2 years. And now McCoy has an attack at him on Alberta's run on the outside. Voipur is rallying in third up the inside, but racing towards the third last. Kauto Star by a couple of legs to Alberta's run, and he's pulling clear again. Alberta's run in second place is outpaced now. In third place is Voipur Stages. The rest are well beaten off. Here is the second last. Oh, brilliant jump from Kauto Star. He's got a long way clear. 8, 10, 12 lengths clear of Voipur Stages. So we've been here before. 1 fence between Kauto Star and King George Glory. He fluffed his way over. He just had to put in a short stride, but he's got the race won again, and racing up towards the line, this chasing superstar, Kauto Star. 3 kings for Kauto Star. In second, Alberta's run, a big run. To stamp his class as they run towards the home straight 3 to jump. Barbershop, though, is still in touch in the hands of Barry Geraghty, running towards the third last quarter. Oh, lovely jump. Nakara in second, Barbershop going up to press Nakara. And now 2 left to go, and a few familiar memories here of Christmases past as Kauto Star comes to the second last with a commanding lead, and another brilliant jump. Barbershop is certainly beat now in second, Nakara third, and here is the champion racing towards the final fence in the hands of Ruby Walsh. He's just got to meet it right. Sometimes he makes a blunder, he measures it beautifully, and this is a great, great horse, a horse of tremendous talent, of dogged resolution. What a complete racehorse he is. Kauto Star wins his 4th King George VI chase. A wonderful performance. What a horse. In second, Madison de Burley wears down Barbershop. Third, 4th is Nakara. Imperial Commander is out on his feet behind those. Then Alberta's run, Tartak, Ollie McGurn, Alvic.
And lead by the grey, long run over second. Kauto Star being ridden along by AP now. As they come to the final turn, Kauto Star has 4 lengths to make up on these 2 leaders. They're getting away from Riverside Theatre, Planet of Sound, and then comes the Nightingale, and AP pulls the stick on Kauto, who has 4 lengths to make up in the home straight, but he's not quite out of it yet. They turn for home with 3 more to jump. Nakarat pressed by Long Run. 3 lengths away is Kauto Star, who's going to have to produce a really heroic performance here to pull this one out of the bag. But you can't quite rule him out yet. Then Riverside Theatre, 3 from home. And it's Long Run got to the front. Kauto Star battling up to dispute second place with Nakarat as they come to the second from home. Long Run. Here comes Kauto Star after him. The hero's still got 2 lengths to make up, though. And the young pretender, Long Run, Kauto Star hit it really hard. McCoy hanging on for his life. He's managed to preserve the horse in the race, but surely his chance is gone now if Long Run jumps the last. Long Run with 1 more to go in the King George, with Riverside Theatre battling in the second place. Long Run clears it. Riverside Theatre over in second place. Kauto Star is third, then Nakarat. And we have a new champion. It's Long Run, who wins by 10 lengths stylishly. Terrific stuff. Riverside Theatre for second, Kauto Star a gallant run third, but not so good enough today.
Looks like they're being called in. Here they come. They're off. Racing then for the William Hill King George VI chase. 18 to jump. Kauto Star is alongside the grey Nakara as they run down to the first of those 18 fences. Golan Way with the red sleeves and red cap is against the rail. Captain Chris is the back marker. Long Run, the big noseband one from the right, takes it in 4th position with Summersby as they all clear the first safely. The first of the open ditches coming up now. Golan Way has come through to join Nakara, who stands off it miles from the fence. A half length behind them was the purple cap of Kauto Star. A few lengths then to Summersby, who's racing in 3rd position in company with Long Run. The orange sleeve jacket then with the white cap Masterminded is towards the rear of the field, and Richard Johnson in the 2 shades of blue on board Captain Chris is just the back marker. Already they're near the completion of the first half mile, and they race into the back straight on towards number 3. With Golan Way, Nakara, and with the white face on the outer of those is Kauto Star in 3rd position. Then Summersby, Long Run, and Masterminded almost in line in 4th, 5th, and 6th places, and still Captain Chris at the rear of the field. The second one on the far side coming up, number 4, another plain fence. Golan Way was over it safely in front. Here's 5, which is the second of the ditches. Nakara, the grey, continues to be in 2nd place. Kauto Star, tracked wide on the track by a Long Run as they take this ditch. Summersby in the dark green and maroon jacket, and then Masterminded, who races against the rails, and the blue of Captain Chris at the back of the field. Last in the back straight, Kauto Star jumps up on the outside of Golan Way, and they are the pair of leaders as they leave the back straight for the first time. They near the completion now, the first mile. Nakara is a length and a half behind them in 3rd place. Long Run and Sam Whaley-Cohen runs in 4th, the brown and orange jacket. Masterminded and Summersby together, and Captain Chris the rear of the field. The 3 who try the trip for the first time are held up. As now Kauto Star gives away to Golan Way, who leads by 1.5 lengths as they move into the straight on towards 7, 8 and 9 coming up. They're all plain fences. Getting rather close to it, Golan Way towards the left is joined by Nakara, and on the right the purple cap of Kauto Star, Ruby Walsh. These three almost in line as they come to the middle one in the straight on the first circuit. And behind them in fourth place was Long Run, then Summersby in company with Masterminded, and still Captain Chris at the rear of the field. Here's number 9 coming up. They approach the halfway stage. Coming on towards it, Kauto Star just in front there to Nakara in second position. Long Run is in third, so one circuit to go in the William Hill King George, and this time round it was fractionally the head of Kauto Star who was in front past the winning post. Nakara is a neck behind him now in second place. Sam Whaley-Cohen has moved Long Run into third. Captain Chris goes a little wide on that sharp bend, running away on towards fence number 10. Golan Way has dropped from the first position to last place now. Masterminded with the white cap is in about fourth place with Summersby and Captain Chris. So coming on to number 10, having completed one circuit, Nakara and Kauto Star come towards this plain fence by about 1.5 lengths. Orange sleeve jacket of Long Run was in third position. Summersby in fourth. Then Captain Chris and Masterminded. Here's number 11, a ditch. A massive leap from Kauto Star there. Cleared it well, though, and still level with Nakara in front. The main group have kicked away now from Golan Way. 7 more to jump. Right-handed to the back straight. Kauto Star leads by about 3 parts of a length. Nakara is in second. Long Run is on the outside of Summersby and Masterminded. They're in third, fourth and fifth together, and then about 1.5 lengths behind those is Captain Chris, and they're now well clear from Golan Way. So into the final mile, the back straight for the final time, and the purple cap of Ruby Walsh on Kauto Star is fractionally the leader there, to Nakara in second place. Captain Chris is beginning to struggle. Summersby, Long Run and Masterminded are snapping at the heels of the leaders. Another plain fence, Kauto Star. Masterminded, a bad error there, dropping back into fifth place. Here is the final open ditch, number 14, and it's Kauto Star to Nakara with then Long Run, the orange sleeve, Summersby in the green and maroon jacket behind him. Captain Chris was over it in fifth position. Masterminded is next. The final fence in the back straight. Kauto Star is leading by 2 lengths. At it now, got over it safely. Long Run in second, Summersby third, and then Captain Chris in fourth. Nakara's weakened, Masterminded behind those. They're heading towards the home turn then, and they have 3 to jump, and in search of a 5th King George. Kauto Star is going to lead into the straight, and he's going better than anything in the race. Long Run is in second place, 3 lengths behind, under pressure. Captain Chris in the blue is staying on. Summersby's 2 lengths behind in fourth position, but they're into the home straight now. 3 to jump. Kauto Star, the third last, over it safely. He's 3 or 4 lengths cleared. A Long Run, Captain Chris and Summersby heading with 2 fences to jump then, and Kauto Star still has this about 3 or 4 length advantage at the second last. He's at it now. He's jumped it perfectly. Long Run in second position, Captain Chris in third. Summersby's behind this in fourth place. It's a 5 or 6 length lead. He's rewritten the record book so many times, Kauto Star. Long Run is still trying to close on him. The last, Kauto Star, 2 lengths ahead to Long Run in second position. They're heading towards the line. The steeplechaser of a lifetime. Kauto Star is in front. Long Run's closing, but Kauto Star has done it. He's won 5 King Georges. Long Run was second. Captain Chris was just third, and Summersby fourth.
First, number 4, Kauto Star. Second, number 5. Third, number 1. And the fourth placed horse, number 8. The full result of our 5th and the feature race of the day. It's the Grade 1 William Hill King George VI steeplechase. First, number 4, Kauto Star. Second, number 5, Long Run. Third, number 1, Captain Chris. And the fourth placed horse, number 8, Summersby.
Here he comes in front of the grandstand then. You've given him some cheers already. Give him some more. He beats Desert Orchid's record. This is a 5th King George victory for Kauto Star, with Ruby Walsh, who's been on board every time for those victories. He's rewritten the history books so many times. One of the greatest steeplechasers of all time, and now rising his 12th birthday next week, so fewer and fewer opportunities to see him. But he came back at Haydock with a big victory there. And again, Kauto Star is the King George winner. He is on his way now to the winner's enclosure, so you want to get a closer look at one of the greatest steeplechasing horses of all time. Around the back of the stands now where he goes for the trophy presentation after the William Hill King George. Go on, one more cheer. Kauto Star!
To hold on to second place by a short head. It was the day some of us realised he was every bit as much about courage as class. A year on, he was imperiously brilliant and had the race in his pocket from 3 out. Powering clear going to the last, he stormed home by 13 lengths from stablemate Denman.
History being made at Cheltenham. The first horse to regain the Gold Cup. Kauto Star canters home.
In regaining the Gold Cup, he was doing something that 24 horses had tried on 34 occasions to achieve, but failed. In 2010, he was being niggled at by Ruby when he fell 4 from home.
He's gone!
And a year later, Kauto and Denman rolled back the years and traded punches in front down the hill before the 5 years younger Long Run outgunned them on the run to the last. He came to his last Gold Cup at the age of 12, having roared back by winning the Betfair and that 5th King George. But his preparation had been compromised by a fall when schooling a fortnight earlier. As early as the 6th fence, you could see Ruby was not happy, and he was pulled up before the 10th. Kauto Star made his quiet way out through the racing folk he'd made his own and into retirement. You have to be 60 plus to hail from the Arkle era, but for the generations that have followed, it is Kauto Star who's been the illuminator of many a racing life. Standing on the heights of Cleve Hill, spread beneath him is the scene of his 2 greatest triumphs, when he brought tens of thousands to a ferment of emotion and adulation. A wonder and a warrior, his name will be invoked by racing people down all the ages, as almost no other chaser merits mention in the same breath as the fabulous and phenomenal Kauto Star.
Turn back towards home, and Champion Court going to try and spring the shock here in the King George. He's gone on now by 3 parts or a length to Long Run on the outside, now being ridden along by Sam Whaley-Cohen. They've got away from Grand Cru, who now has 5 lengths to find. Captain Chris is staying on, and then Q-Card, the 3rd from home. Long Run now on the outside of Champion Court, and Long Run was the quicker away, and Long Run now has gone and taken the lead and has quickly gone clear by 4. Captain Chris, the one to give chase, now in second. Champion Court looks leg weary, and Grand Cru, and then Q-Card, they're over the 2nd run home. Long Run begins to wander with a rail to help. Captain Chris, the far side in the hands of Richard Johnson. Captain Chris, he's the one now who comes alongside Long Run. It's who wants it most as they come to the final fence. Captain Chris, a big and bold leap on the inside rail. Long Run on the near side. He's now a length down. Back in 3rd is Grand Cru. Captain Chris and Richard Johnson. Long Run coming back again. Long Run on the outside. Long Run and Sam Whaley-Cohen to Captain Chris in a head-bobbing and pulsating finish to the King George. Grand Cru in 3rd. Champion Court ran his heart out, but it goes to the judge for the 2012 King George.
What a fabulous finish to the King George we have just witnessed.
Once more as they make the turn.
They have half a mile to go in the King George. Q-Card still has the lead. His shadow throughout on the outside has been Silviniano Conti, and these two now are pressing on, and they've now gone 6 lengths clear of Alfarov, who begins to paddle around the outside. Long Run tries to stay on. Mount Ben Bulben, Dinast has not fired, and neither has Menora, and here's the third from home in the King George. Q-Card jumps in supremely well. A bad mistake by the beaten Long Run at the time. Good recovery. Down towards a second from home, and it is Q-Card who's simply trying to gallop them into the ground. Q out in the King George. Q-Card, another immaculate leap. Joe Tizard steals a peak. He has a lead of 2.5 lengths. Silviniano Conti rallying again in the hands of Noel Feely as they come down towards the final fence, and Silviniano Conti has taken the lead over the final fence. Q-Card now with 3 lengths to 5 and racing up towards the line. It is going to be a record 8th win in the King George for trainer Paul Nichols as Silviniano Conti wins the King George. Q-Card was in second, Alfarov in third, Mount Ben Bulben finished.
Half mile to go, 3 to jump. Silviniano Conti continues to be the one to catch. Last year's winner at the third last. Good leap over it. John Spirit belted it in 6th place. Champagne Fever being ridden along. Dinast and Q-Card the next couple. Heading down towards 2 out. Silviniano Conti. Noel Feely now asks him for more, and here he goes. He leads by 3 lengths. In 2nd place is Champagne Fever, who appears to be 1 pace. Dinast and Q-Card the next 2. Silviniano Conti is heading towards the final fence. The 18th and last fence. He's up and over safely. Dinast is chasing him and trying to close him down. Champagne Fever behind that, but it's Silviniano Conti becomes the 14th dual winner of the race.
Being followed by Q-Card and Don Cossack. Smart Place and Alfarov have got work to do. Swinging into the straight, Vautour on the left, Q-Card the blue jacket. On the right, Don Cossack. 3 out, Vautour sails over. 2.5 lengths to Q-Card giving chase. Then Don Cossack and Alfarov racing on towards the second last. Ruby Walsh on Vautour. Don Cossack is staying on gamely. Here over 2 out, good jumping in. Don Cossack is down. A faller. He was beginning to close. Q-Card left second. Now he has a crack at the leader. Vautour from Q-Card. Q-Card, the hugely popular West Country horse, coming to challenge at the final fence. Vautour got in tight, but a mistake by Q-Card as well. It's Vautour from Q-Card. They race up towards the line. Vautour is all out. Q-Card diving. It's going to be close. Oh, that's tight. It has to be a photo. What a finish. Q-Card thrusting down the near side to join Vautour. The post together. I can't call it. What a race. Vautour looked to have it. Photo finish has been called here at Kempton. The 2 jockeys, Ruby Walsh and Paddy Brennan, shake hands. Vautour put in a tremendous display. Q-Card never gave up. Let's watch the slow motion finish again. Q-Card closing, inching closer with every single stride. Vautour on the far side.
Nice.
Here it comes.
First, number 3.
Q-Card has got it. Q-Card has won the King George at the 4th attempt in the hands of Paddy Brennan. What a thriller. In the air together. What a duel this is becoming here as they now exit the back straight. T2 back in third, just beginning to feel it, and Thistlecrack is powering on from Q-Card, and Brennan is asking some serious questions now of last year's winner, and Thistlecrack is opening up on the turn hugely impressively with 3 fences left to jump. It's Thistlecrack who has suddenly bounded 6-8 lengths clear of Q-Card and T2, and then Joss's Hill. Here's 3 out Thistlecrack, brilliant again from Q-Card, T2, then Joss's Hill and Silviniano Conti, and still it's Thistlecrack pouring it on, going towards the second last, the novice in only his 4th chase. This time he has to shorten up, but he was clever, he was wise enough, and he's got it won surely with 1 fence to go. Q-Card at 1 pace in 2nd place, Thistlecrack coming towards the last, all eyes on Tom Scudamore. He shortens, he makes certain of it, and Thistlecrack is in front, but the others are trying to close. A short run in though, and Thistlecrack clear, chasing Newer Star, hacks home in the King George. What a performance. Q-Card,
Tifa 2 and Silviniaco Conti all scrapping it out.
Turn the screw off the home bends. Gone a stride better than Bristol de May for the last half furlong. Thistlecrack, Tifa 2 and Double Shuffle are trying to join in, but Might Bite accelerates to the front. Still 3 fences to take. Bristol de May's challenge is petering out as Thistlecrack moves into second. Double Shuffle's running a mighty race, and then Tifa 2. Whisper is beaten, 3 from the finish. Might Bite heads towards it with a lead of about 3 lengths. Thistlecrack and Double Shuffle running a mighty race. It's Might Bite who leads. Thistlecrack comes under pressure. Double Shuffle, the outsider, running a mighty race, and Tifa 2 staying on as well. 2 from the finish. Might Bite has a lead of 3 to 4 lengths. Thistlecrack trying to rally but makes a mistake. Double Shuffle and Tifa 2 are trying to close in for the shock result. Might Bite, you'll have to stay on the straight and narrow because Tifa 2 down the outside is launching a challenge. This is the last. Might Bite's over 3 lengths clear and jumped it well from Double Shuffle, trying to spoil the party. Might Bite all out. Double Shuffle a length in arrears. Might Bite, however, will win the King George. Might Bite saw off Double Shuffle, a mighty run. Tifa 2 likewise. Thistlecrack goes down fighting in 4th. Whisper, the errors cost him. Bristol
being asked a question back in 5th. Then Native River, who's been on his head all the way round. Tifa 2 and Thistlecrack takes it up under Tom Scudamore. Chased now by Clandes Oboe. Coney under pressure 3rd. Might Bite under pressure. And it's the 2016 winner, Thistlecrack, that leads them into the home straight again at Kempton. Thistlecrack chased by Clandes Oboe in 2nd. This is the 3rd last. Thistlecrack, Clandes Oboe almost alongside and cantering in the hands of Harry Cobden, and Scudamore now into the drive position. Politolog back in 3rd, then Might Bite onto the 2nd last. Thistlecrack and Clandes Oboe in the air together. Thistlecrack fighting on well, but Clandes Oboe appears to be going the better. Appearances can be deceptive. Going to the last, Thistlecrack far side of Clandes Oboe. Here's the important jump, and Clandes Oboe met it spot on, and now Cobden says go on the run for home, and Clandes Oboe is finding enough from Thistlecrack, and Clandes Oboe gives
in the centre for Sam Twiston-Davies. Harry Cobden on the inside for Surname. Footpad back in 3rd. It's Clandes Oboe. Jumps across Surname but has the lead and begins to pull away. Clandes Oboe a repeat in the King George, providing he can jump the last. He's 10 lengths clear. It's Clandes Oboe. Heads down towards the final fence. A massive lead. He's put this to bed in style. Surname, Footpad and ASO are tired horses in his wake. Another King George at 11th for Paul Nicholls. Sam Twiston-Davies, the beneficiary. A 1-2 as Harry Cobden in 2nd on Surname will rue the decision he made. Footpad in 3rd and ASO in 4th. Lost in translations, come back okay. Just landed on top of that fence down the back, and it literally acted like a blow to the solar plexus. Clandes Oboe, to some mind the forgotten horse Harry Cobden. A shake of the hand for Sam Twiston-Davies, who's back in the winner's enclosure with a big winner for Paul Nicholls. A chance ride, a good choice. And Clandes Oboe, yet another multiple winner. Into 3rd goes Clandes Oboe. Santini's flat spot potentially haunts him again in 4th. He's still within 5 lengths of the leader, and that leader is Frodon. 3 from the finish in the King George. Frodon from St Calvados, and then back in 3rd, Clandes Oboe. Santini in 4th, and then waiting patiently down towards the 2nd last. Frodon is out in front for Bryony Frost. Just measures the 2nd last, St Calvados. Clandes Oboe waiting patiently, is running on solidly down towards the last. The gallant little Frodon leads from waiting patiently, and St Calvados. Frodon comes down towards the last, is asked up and delivers. Waiting patiently has got to within 3 lengths. Frodon 150 yards to go. Waiting patiently, it's still closing, but Frodon has won the King George for Bryony Frost. A 12th success for Paul Nicholls. A fine run from waiting patiently in 2nd. Clandes Oboe, St Calvados, Santini and Blackhawk pulled up Real Steel Surname and lost in
outside of Asterion Phalange. Frodon may have checked out. He's back now to 5th position, but he in turn is 6 lengths clear of Mr. Fisher, who is tailed off. So too is Lost in Translation, and this is the 3rd from home, and Clandes Oboe has now moved through to share it with St Calvados, followed by Tornado Flyer on the wide outside, Asterion Phalange on the inner, down towards the 2nd last. Clandes Oboe, joined now by Tornado Flyer on the near side and Danny Mullins as they race on now down towards the final fence in the King George, and it's Tornado Flyer who's going for the huge shot. He leads now Asterion Falange, his stablemate Willie Mullins 1 and 2 as they cross over the last. Asterion Falange is down at the final fence, and it is Tornado Flyer who will give Willie Mullins only a second win in the King George. Tornado Flyer wins for Danny Mullins. In second, Clandes Oboe. In third place was St. Calvados. In fourth was Frodon, and in fifth, Lost in Translation. The only 5 to get home in a dramatic...
Towards the outside, Frodon, Royal Pagaille rallying towards the inside, then Ahoy Senor. Long Pressé with Brave Man's Game for Harry Cobden on the outside. 2 from the finish in the King George. Long Pressé picked up narrowly in front. Brave Man's Game a neck down. They remain away from Royal Pagaille and Frodon, and Brave Man's Game forges to the front in the King George. Goes a length clear from in second place Long Pressé. They both jump it well, but Long Pressé pitches on landing and unseats Charlie Deutsch, who's left on the turf. As Brave Man's Game provides Paul Nicholls with another King George, and Harry Cobden in the saddle salutes the crowd. Royal Pagaille, Frodon, Eldorado, Alain, Ahoy Senor, Miller's Bank in Boire Alain. A disconsolate Charlie Deutsch walks away. The horse just over-jumped, landed a bit steeply, didn't touch the fence, but he was fighting a losing battle anyway, I fear. Pulled up towards the back Hitman, who was beaten off the home turn. But it is Brave Man's Game. He didn't have an easy passage because Long Pressé kept just jumping into his line of sight a little bit. Charlie Deutsch with a smile on his face. I can see him walking up the run-in, a rueful one. But the big grin will be for Harry Cobden. Brave Man's Game for Paul Nicholls.
As he comes towards 2 out, Shishkin by a length and a half. Brave Man's Game in second. Shishkin buckles on landing as unseated Nico de Boinville hands the lead now to Allaho, and Allaho has gone on. He's handed the lead at the second last. Here is the final fence for Allaho. Allaho by a length and a half. Brave Man's Game and Hewick. Hewick is staying on down the wide outside, and Hewick from last to first really well in second, and now he is in hot and persistent pursuit of Il Est Francais down towards the second last. Il Est Francais again big and bold, but his lead is down to 4 lengths over Banbridge in second, 6 lengths back to in third Long Pressé down towards the final fence in the Labrix King George. Il Est Francais has got the lead. Il Est Francais, Banbridge out jumps him towards the outside, and it's Banbridge and Paul Townend who now swoop and take the lead, and it will be Banbridge in the King George. Banbridge wins the Labrix King George. Il Est Francais
singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly, into the light of a dark black night. Singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.